All right, let's get started. Hey there, everybody. My name is Zach Gorman. I am the co-founder and COO of RealReports. My colleague, Dan, who heads up our client success team, is also on the call. Very, very excited to show you guys all of the great new things that are here with the next phase of RealReports. I want to be sensitive of time, so we are going to dive right in. Quickly before we begin, just a couple of notes. We are recording today's session, so we will make sure that everybody gets a copy of this recording after we are done, so that if you have to jump early, come in late, or you just want to rewatch, you have access to that. Next up, this session is available to all of our users, which means that there may be certain capabilities or features or different levels of access that you see in some of the demo today that may differ depending on how you get RealReports, whether that's through your MLS or brokerage. They're making that available to you as a member or agent benefit, or you're just getting RealReports off the shelf yourself. Certain things may be slightly different in the platform. If you do have questions, please feel free to email us at support@realreports.ai. And the last thing that I like to mention is just please remain on mute. Because we only have 30 minutes today, I want to make sure to get through all of the content because there's a lot here. We just want to make sure that's an uninterrupted experience for everybody so everyone can get the full download. All right. So without further ado, let's just go right in. What's new? There are two major updates with this next phase of RealReports. The first is a fully redesigned interface, and the second is Agentic Aiden. I'm going to unpack each of those here now. So the first is the platform redesign. We went top to bottom, pixel for pixel, and redid the entire platform. That includes our dashboard, the RealReport itself, all of the tools, Aiden, everything in the platform has been thoughtfully redesigned from scratch. Now, the purpose of this was not just to have a simple facelift, but it's to make the experience much clearer for you to navigate and ensuring that the most important information and signal is bubbled up and surfaced to you as quickly as possible. This makes the experience much more consistent and smooth across the board and ensures that you don't have to go to separate destinations to get access to one tool versus another. Everything is all in one place when you come to RealReports. Now, the update for the UI was one, but the second update is our Agentic Aiden. Many of you who've used RealReports in the past have known Aiden is the AI property advisor that powers our RealReports. It enables you to ask questions about a property so that you can get to the information that you need to know as quickly as possible. We have leveled up that experience immensely. Aiden is now agentic, which means it is able to take action. It's not just a chatbot answering a question, though it can still do that. What do I mean by action? Well, Aiden can proactively uncover opportunities for you. It can orchestrate work across the platform, which means using different tools in our own system, as well as different tools in your stack that you can connect, and then driving outcomes based on those opportunities. We'll unpack all of that a little further here in the session, but this is a huge, huge, huge leap forward with our AI in RealReports. And it's worth mentioning, of course, we always want to meet you where you're at. So you can use Aiden both on desktop and mobile. You can interact with it either by text or by voice mode and talking to it. Now, taking one step back, those two huge updates are part of a much larger shift that we're taking with the RealReports product and platform. And I like to think about it as our business momentum engine. So what does that really mean? The business momentum engine is the culmination of everything that we've been putting together with RealReports over the last couple of years. It starts with the data. Again, many of you are familiar with RealReports already, but for those of you who are not, or those of you who may need a refresher, RealReports is now powered by over 100 different best-in-class property data sources across the country. We have coverage for over 150 million properties, and we are bringing in millions of insights per property every single day. And this covers a wide array of property data types, too many to talk through on this call. But again, our whole philosophy around data is that we want to be able to answer any question a practitioner could possibly have about a property or a question that one of their clients could. It doesn't matter if it's something that you're thinking about every day, like permits or zoning, or something really, specific and local to you. For instance, liquefaction susceptibility in San Francisco. When you come to RealReports, you always have access to that information. So that's the first layer of the business momentum engine. The second is the suite of tools. We have 4 tools in the platform. The first is RealReports, our namesake. This is what the industry has deemed the AI Carfax for homes. This is a report that you can pull. It has the comprehensive property for any home in the country, enabling you to learn everything you need to know. This is excellent for building trust and credibility with clients, and it can be used throughout the buying and listing life cycles. There are a lot of different insertion points, but we all know as practitioners that property data comes into play at many steps, whether that's in a listing presentation, whether that's doing diligence before a showing or submitting an offer. There are all of these vectors in an agent's process where property data needs to be utilized, and that's what the Real Report is for. The next tool is Prospector. We know that one of the big parts of the job is filling that top of funnel. So Prospector enables you to find likely seller opportunities with a bunch of powerful property and ownership data. This enables you to create a buy box for yourself, pare that down into quality leads, and then work them however you choose. We also have the ability for you to turn that list into a full direct mail campaign in a matter of seconds. Our third tool is Real CMA. This is the newest to our suite. As the name implies, this is our advanced comparative and market analysis tool. It enables you to put together comps in a couple of seconds. We use both on and off market data, tax records, a bunch of ways to drill down and filter that. But this is here to help you price and position your listings with greater confidence. And we have a beautiful suite of design tools built in so that you can put together an excellent premium presentation when you're bringing that to a client and winning their business. And then the final tool is Pulse. Pulse is your client engagement engine, as it were. This is a way for you to keep homeowners, past clients of yours, engaged month to month with property updates for their home. They'll receive a real report with their valuation and their equity, things that they're always thinking about, but also a wealth of insights included with the dense amount of information that come with every real report. You, on the other side, are able to see anytime somebody's interacting with that real report, how often they're looking at it, when they're opening those emails, when they're viewing the report, as well as any questions that they're asking Aiden while they're in there. So you have this great sort of flywheel of signal. You can understand when somebody is probably getting ready to sell and when the right moment is to reach out to them. So this is all about turning those past clients into repeat and referral business, because we know 90% of the time that's where your next deal is coming from. And we don't want you to have those opportunities slip through the cracks because you haven't had a chance to get in touch with that person. So you've got the data as the first layer, all the tools as the second layer, and connecting all of them on top is Aiden. The engine is the system, and Aiden is what makes it all move and work in concert together. So I mentioned that Aiden is now agentic. What does that actually mean? Like I said, Aiden is not just a chatbot on a report anymore. It now exists across the entire platform. So wherever you are in the report, in the product, Aiden has context on that. So it can surface opportunities for you based on what's going on with your business, recommend strategies on how to take those opportunities and move them forward. It can operate any of our tools on command. So it can run searches for you. It can pull reports. It can put together comps. It can also connect to a lot of different services that you use in your own stack, which I'll touch on here in a moment. And it's able to chain all of those things together so that every day you have new opportunities that are personalized and relevant to your business, either to generate new business or move business forward. Yeah, that's the whole idea around the business momentum engine. Now, what does that look like in practice? What are those opportunities? For example, Aiden can be connected to your CRM and your calendar and your email. It can understand that maybe tomorrow you have a buyer strategy meeting with a client who wants to submit an offer on a home. Aiden will prompt you to get prepared for that meeting, because so much about an agent's job is bringing that value to clients every step of the way. So Aiden wants to make sure that you're prepped going to that meeting. First thing it'll do is help you pull the real report for that property so you can go get the full download on everything you need to know about that property and how it relates to that specific client. Once you're feeling good about all of that information, it will then help you put together a full CMA using our Real CMA tool. So you get comps, all of your materials, and a ready-to-share premium presentation for that CMA, which then you can schedule to be sent out via text or an email. All of this can happen directly in the Real Reports platform. The second example here is, again, thinking about top of funnel. We talked about prospecting. This is a case where, and I think this part's very important because there are a lot of great agents out there who are high producers, crushing deals all the time. there are a lot of agents who might be new to the trade, or there are a lot of agents out there who are, having trouble in this somewhat challenging market. That's still an opportunity. It doesn't matter who you are. And so this is a case where, let's say I haven't done a deal in 6 months. That's still an opportunity. Aiden can say, hey, we understand that, you did this deal 6 months ago. That means you have relevant experience and success in that particular area. Let's try a prospecting campaign. Let's farm that area and do a direct mail campaign, because the people who live in similar homes around that property are going to be interested in the fact that you had success there. So Aiden can run that search for you, put together the campaign, let you take a look at it, do the full vet before you send it out, and kick it off, all automated with Agentic Aiden. And then the final example, again, just so we can stitch all of our tools together here, this is using Pulse. So this is a case where Aiden may understand that you have a new listing that just closed. Awesome, congratulations. Now's the time to make sure that those clients don't go dark and that they forget your contact info and your name 8 months later, 12 months later. Aiden will prompt you to add them into Pulse. With one click, it'll add them in. It'll sign them up for RealReports to be received by that homeowner every month moving forward, so that they get this huge download, living record of their property that they can interact and engage with. And Aiden will surface all of those insights as they interact with the report moving forward. So again, these are just 3 of literal thousands. It's not even thousands. It's endless opportunities that can be surfaced within the platform now using Agentic Aiden. Now, something that's important is, just like a lot of AIs out there, Aiden gets more performant, more personalized, and better overall based on how often you're using it and the inputs that you're putting in. So Aiden can grab context. There's a full onboarding now that you can do in the platform. So it can draw information from that to get smarter. It looks at your activity across the platform to inform some of those opportunities. When we're hooked in with your MLS or your brokerage, some of that market data gets piped in too. The services I mentioned, that where you can connect your own stack, all of these things can be sent into Aiden to help it learn and develop and make a more personalized and relevant experience for you over time. And there are even preferences that you can tweak as well. So like all AIs, the more you use it, the more that muscle memory grows, the better it's going to be able to deliver on that promise of surfacing relevant opportunities and insights for you whenever you use it. I mentioned connectors. We have a full suite of connectors that we've already made available to you. And this spans across email, calendar, CRMs, cloud storage, accounting software, social media. We want to meet you where you're at, and we understand that a lot of the business doesn't occur inside RealReports, but we want to be, again, that business momentum engine for you, so that every day you can come in and use our platform. Sometimes some of the information that Aiden has access to can come from the other places where you're doing work, which can then inform those opportunities. And importantly, we also want to make sure that what happens in our platform gets sent back to those areas where you spend your time. We understand the CRM is a really critical part of everybody's day-to-day. So when we generate leads on our side for you with one of our tools, we want to make sure to send those leads back to your CRM so you don't have to maintain things in 2 places. We know that in the last 5 or 10 years, an agent stack has gone from less than 10 tools to almost 20 tools at this point. And that's a lot. And while we are yet another tool, we want to make sure that we can be a resource to help bind all of that information and all of those disparate tools together in ways that are relevant for you. So at any point, you can connect tools directly into the platform. You can also disconnect them whenever you want. But as I said, the more information that's being sent into Aiden, the more insight it has and the better it can work for you. Now, with agentic mode, we wanted, again, to make sure we're always meeting our users where they're at. So Aiden is a premium offering that does draw from your balance in the platform. When it's doing that work for you, it'll pull from your balance. And you'll see when I show you here in the demo, there are a lot of functions and workflows that Aiden can perform that might save you literal hours, if not days, over time. So this is a premium offering, so it will draw from your balance, but the range of how much that costs for a workflow can be a literal cent to $1 or $2, depending on the kind of work that you're doing. It's quite variable. That said, we totally understand there are different levels of comfort with AI, et cetera. So we also wanted to make our legacy classic mode still readily available when you're in the platform. Classic mode is the Aiden for any of you out there who have used our product in the past, it's the Aiden that you already know and love. It answers any property question for you when you're looking at a real report, and it'll handle any support questions so that you can better learn how to utilize the platform. It's very, very easy to switch between modes at any time. You're not locked into one mode or another. I'll show you here in the demo in 1 second how to do that. All right, with that, let's just take a quick look at the platform. And again, I want to be sensitive of time here. Before I jump in, Dan, were there any questions in the chat?
Yeah, perfect timing is you're about to hop in, show the system live. Couple questions just coming in regarding release date, when this will be available. This is out officially live in production as of this morning. Today is Monday, August 24th. So we are live. So you can log into your account now and you'll see these changes, which are exactly what Zach's about to show here.
Great. Thanks, Dan. Let me know if anything else comes up.
You bet.
All right. So I'm just here in my test account, but this is live in production, so it will look the same for all of you. Let's just give you a quick lay of the land in here. So there are sort of two main areas you need to keep in mind. Right here on the right-hand side, this sort of big square, this is your dashboard in Canvas. This is where you have your dashboard and metrics, what's going on in your account. You can switch over seamlessly to any of our tools. So I can click over here to RealReports if I want to go pull a report or look at any of my existing reports, and I can adjust any settings that I'd like. I can go to our prospecting tool. I can go to our CMA tool, Real CMA, and I can go to Pulse. The whole idea here, again, is that all of the tools in the platform are stitched together in one place. So I don't have to spend time going to different tools, different platforms. Everything you need with RealReports is all in one place. Now over here on the left-hand side, this is Aiden. So again, this is that AI that's always been in the platform, but now we have agentic mode Aiden. So because we're close on time today, I did want to at least just draw your attention to two critical things. One, I mentioned those two different modes. If I want to switch between modes of Aiden, I just click this little plus icon down here in the composer where I type a message. I go up to the mode itself and I can switch easily between agentic and classic mode. Again, I can do that at any time I want. Now, I could start talking to Aiden if I wanted in here. I could switch over. It keeps a full log of all of the chats and history that I've got. But I did want to draw your attention to this component down here that's above the composer. All of you will have a new onboarding available to you when you come into the platform. When you click in, Aiden will present you with 5 different tasks that you can do, which we will award you $1 of agentic usage for every one that you complete. So for anybody out there, whether you have balance or not, you have at least $5 of agentic credit that you can get free of charge. All that you need to do is complete the tasks. It can be done in maybe 2 or 3 minutes maximum. And it's great because these are, going to help you better set up your account for success in the platform. Aiden will do a quick survey with you so it better understands your business, so it can help qualify those opportunities it presents. You'll complete your branding and profile to make sure that when you share a real report or a CMA or any tools from the platform, that everything looks great and crisp and exactly how you would want to present yourself. There's some quick product tours so you can get better acquainted with each of the products within the platform. Pull your first real report, obviously very easy. And then just connecting one tool. Again, you can bring in those different tools from your stack into the platform, perform a lot of different workflows related to them, but then also have Aiden be able to pull insights from them into its opportunities that you get every single day. So that's a quick rundown. I know it was very, very brief. Dan, any questions just on this? Again, I just want to be sensitive of time.
Nope, nothing coming in. We're looking good.
All right. Well, just as a quick bonus, because it is our namesake and I think it's important, I'll at least click into a real report itself. So as you can see, again, everything in the platform has been completely redesigned. This is the real report. There's certainly not enough time to go through everything in it, but very quickly you can see you've got all of the different property categories. So I can click on any of these to scroll to them in the report. And we have top to bottom redesigned this. We've wanted to be very thoughtful. We want the real report to be something that you are excited and proud to share with your clients, and something that really adds to your credibility and the value of the service that you're providing. So every single section here, top to bottom, has been thoughtfully redesigned. We've always just been, there's a lot of data in here. And we want to make sure that we are helping you surface the most critical information as quickly as possible. So every section has been redone with that in mind to make sure that the highest and most pertinent insights are surfaced as quickly as possible, but you have access to the full array of data that we have available in here. Our map has also been redesigned with a lot of different views, and at any point you can change how things are presented on the page. So for instance, I can open up the map in this sidebar view. I could make it a floating view. You have a lot of different ways. However it works best for you, you can operate the tool and get the sort of look and feel that you want. So for instance, one other thing to mention is, maybe I want a larger map view. So I'll change the view into sidebar and then I'll collapse Aiden, because right now I just really want to focus on the map and all of the great insights and information that I can find on there. So anyways,
I'm so glad you shared that, Zach, because that was one of the questions that was just rolling in was, are you able to minimize Aiden? And I know you showed kind of how you can bounce between kind of classic mode and things like that, but as you just showed, just similar to the map, you can minimize it very, very easily.
Yep, you just click the minimize button here. It turns into a little button down here. So at any moment I can just jump in and grab it again.
Yeah.
And listen, there are some users out there who, might want to use the tools, but at a certain point, they may just want to use Aiden and operate the agentic mode without having to interact with any of the tools. Because again, Aiden can actually operate the tools for you. So we have a full screen mode of Aiden as well, where you can just lock in, only interface with Aiden on any of the questions or operations that you want. We tried to make it as flexible as possible. Last little thing, this was high demand, but we also made sure that we also have a dark mode as well for the folks who are working into the wee hours of the night and need to cut down on some of that blue light. You now have that functionality available as well. All right. So that was a quick tour. And again, I mentioned this at the top, but we will be doing a curriculum every other week moving forward, where we take a very deep dive into different pieces of the product. There's a lot to unpack. So today is just that cursory overview, but we will send more information coming up soon on follow-up webinars where we will be unpacking each of the tools as well as Agentic Aiden even further. So one thing before we leave you, very important. Today, for everybody who's attended this webinar, we are offering an exclusive promo for you, and it's only available for 24 hours. When you go into RealReports, top up your balance, and we will match whatever you add to your balance. In order to do this, just scan the QR code on screen, or you can just go to realreports.ai, jump into your account, click your account menu, which is going to be your profile photo, and then you will see the top up button where you can select an amount. So I can just jump over the product and show you that again. I'll hop in here. I click my profile photo on the top right. I click top up, and now I can choose whatever balance I want. Once we see that you've added balance within 24 hours, we will update that with our match. So if you add $25, we'll add $25. Now you have $50 to spend. If you add $100, we'll add $100. Now you have $200 to spend. Again, this is just for the folks who have RSVP'd and attended today's webinar. So please take advantage of this. You've got a full 24 hours. We'll also send this notice in our follow-up email as well. And it's worth mentioning that that balance is not just for Agentic Aiden usage, though that's a great way to start leveraging it right now. But we have a whole suite of other products and upgrades within the platform that you can use your balance, whether that's Pro Real Reports, postcards in our prospector tool, different property documents like deed images, assessor maps, different report section upgrades, comps, lead generation to turn any real report into a lead gen tool, AI repair estimates. There are a lot of different ways you can leverage that balance, but certainly using the Agentic Aiden would be a great way to try that out today. All right, that is all I've got. Last three things here, just boom, boom, boom. First thing, when you hop off, just make sure, go to your account, top up, we'll match that. Again, no limit, doesn't matter how much you add, we will match that one-to-one. Next piece, sign up for our next session. I mentioned this, but in 2 weeks from now, I think it's Wednesday, September 9th, we will be doing a deep dive into the new and improved Real Report itself. And ongoing, we will be having curriculum, taking a much more surgical lens on every piece of the tool and the platform and what they have to offer. So sign up for that. And then the last piece, this one's easy pickings. Go complete your onboarding with Aiden in the platform. Again, just hopping back over to the product. When I have Aiden open, you will see that option to earn $5 in credit. Click in, complete the tasks, and then you will have free to you $5 in Agentic credit, which will get you quite far. So go and do that. If you complete all 5, you also get a secret bonus on top of that as well. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but go check it out. I know we're a bit over time, but thank you all so much for your time and attention today. Before we hop off, Dan, any other questions?
Not seeing anything on the question front. I just wanted one piece of clarification on the point 1 here on this slide, Zach, the top off within 24 hours. Give us 24 hours as well. Give our team 24 hours to go ahead and match that balance. So it won't be right away, but I assure you within 1 business day, we'll go ahead and get that topped off and matched for you. So just wanted to call that out. Zach, amazing information. Thank you for sharing as always.
Awesome. Well, thank everybody for your attention today. We're really, really excited. And just a personal note from me to everybody here, we wouldn't be where we're at as a company without all of the great support and trust and feedback that we get from all of you. That last piece is so, so important to me. So much of what's been built with this next phase of Real Reports has come from feedback from our users. We are always all ears when it comes to feedback. We know that that's how we can make improvements to the product rapidly. So please, we have thick skin. Don't be shy. Go in there, get your hands dirty, and really let us know how we can improve this to make it the best tool we possibly can. We love feedback. So again, thank you all for your time and attention today. Really appreciate it. Let us know if you have any questions. Again, if you do, support@realreports.ai. Thank you all so much. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.